Hello, it's Dreamcast time, people. As you can see, I had some more pickups, another weekend of garage sailing. I do kind of feel like things are winding down, but I had an interesting week, actually. I can't say just weekend because a very important pickup happened right in the middle of the week when I wasn't expecting it. Just a random, it was a Tuesday garage sale that someone had that it just happened to pass. So I can't say I'm not a lucky person because you don't just randomly drive by and see a garage sale and then get a pickup like this all of a sudden when you're in the middle of your work week. So first, let me just kind of go over some of the side pickups. One garage sale, I picked up Watch Dogs. It's only $2. I don't have it, and I actually haven't played it, so I figured I'd pick it up. I showed that code, but I don't think it matters too much. But it was only $2, so it was a nice pickup. Two more $2 pickups. These are actually from Goodwill. I stopped by one of my days, just checking out Goodwill I hadn't gone to in a little while. Got Ice Age 2: The Meltdown. It's another, just a common title for the PS2. With stuff like these common titles, as long as it's cheap and these are in good condition, I'll pick them up. I also got Finding Nemo. So $2 a piece on those. Nice condition. Nice quick additions to the PS2 collection. But let me go ahead and hit the big one here. This was all from one garage sale. Like I said, very strange on a Tuesday. I think I was driving back from lunch or something, and I saw it. I was like, oh, garage sale. How neat. So I stopped just a little past. It was in an apartment complex. They were just on like the front lawn of the apartment complex. As I started looking, I saw some PSPs. First one here. I don't know if there's enough battery, but it does work okay. There's some interesting lines or smudging on it. You probably won't be able to see it. I doubt it'll show up. But on the left side, there's like some lines. Or I shouldn't say lines. It's more like smudges. But otherwise, it works. And it is also the Star Wars white PSP. And this is a 2000 model. Had the battery, as you can see. Works just fine. So very happy to get that. Just as a collection piece, I opened it up and I tried rubbing off the screen to see if there was something on it, but it didn't come off, so the screen probably does need to be replaced. But as you can see, it's not horrible, and it's just going to be a collection piece anyway, so not too concerned, but very nice pickup. This was $20, so very excited for that. And this sale kept getting better and better. Under that PSP was another PSP, a 1000 model. Missing the back there, and if you could read my bad handwriting, you'd see that I put a note that it has a cracked screen. I already cleaned and tested all these, and this one turns on just fine, and it does read discs, but the screen is cracked, so not too surprising for $5. That's fine. I'm sure I'll be able to sell it for parts later on. Also picked up a PS3 controller. This was also $5. It had it actually had the original packaging, but it was super beat up, so I just chucked it. But good condition PS3 controller, and that was also $5. And so we were on that for 30, and I asked if he just happens to have any other games, and after thinking about it, I was like, oh, actually I have a Dreamcast. I lit up because I still have not gotten a Dreamcast. And he brought it out. No cables for it, but it was in decent condition. I have cleaned it up, but pretty awesome. Now I haven't tested it. Like I said, no cables, so I had to order the AV cable. So hopefully it works. Very hopefully it works. We'll see. I'll probably put it down the bottom there if it works or not. But still cool. I mean, this was also only $20. And as you can see, it came with a controller, decent condition, and a VMU here, which is, a little yellowed, but not too bad. I replaced the batteries, make sure it works. But still awesome. As long as it works, that's awesome, because that's one of the last consoles I was really looking for to have in the collection. You know, obviously if I find like a Sega CD, that'd be cool, or Panasonic 3DO, stuff like that. Virtual Boy. I don't have any of that kind of stuff, but Dreamcast was definitely one of the big ones where I already have, I think I have 8 games for it, including like Shenmue and stuff. So very happy to get that console, and hopefully I'll be able to use it. That would be quite awesome. But that was it for that pickup, that middle of the week pickup. I did some more garage sailing just this weekend, and found a garage sale that had $5 on these 4 controllers, Atari controllers. And these are kind of like the nicer, what is it, Archer joysticks. They look to be in okay condition, dirty on the bottom, but not too surprising. Oh. And there was one was the QuickShot 2 Plus, so definitely feels pretty good. Auto fire on it. but yeah, for $5 I just bought all of them, which was interesting. You know, I don't know if we'll be able to resell them or what, but I wanted to take a chance on it. And kind of the more interesting thing was actually a bunch of Commodore 64 stuff. And this is actually only part of it. I went through, he had 2 big file folders full of diskettes. I saw it, but I didn't really think too much about it. And then when I asked about games, when I brought these up to buy them, I was like, oh, do you have any games? And he was like, oh, did you look in there? And I started flipping through, and I saw, you know, actual like Commodore 64 games. So they were just looking to get rid of it. I offered 5, and they took it. So there's just a whole bunch of most of them are like just regular diskettes that are, you know, blank diskettes, and it looked like they copied games on them. There were a few like financial programs and stuff, but these are the games that I pulled out. Not sure if any of these are worth anything, obviously. I kind of doubt it. I don't really know anything about them, so for $5 it was worth the purchase just to check them out. But the only cartridge in there was a master typing instruction game. But I'm just kind of quickly go through these. You know, Winter Games, Super Cycle. There are a few of these, One Step, which had a few games on them. You know, if you see anything that stands out, put it in the comments or let me know. I usually put out the videos a few months later because I just get to video editing them later when I have time. Still let me know because I might still have them, or, you know, you never know. Impossible Mission. It was just interesting to see all of these in here, and, you know, if he had wanted a bunch of money, I wouldn't have done it because I'm not too interested in it, but Commodore 64 stuff, but it was still, you know, it was the fact that I found it and I saw it was interesting. Fast Break, I don't even know if that's a game. Board Games 1. Night Games. There's Pac-Man. And this one, yeah, the other side says Atari underneath Pac-Man. This one says Commodore 64. So, not sure if one side would have worked with a different kind of Atari or what. Not even sure. Platoon. I assume it's not the movie. I know it's not the movie. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff in here. Skate or Die. I'm not sure if that's a game. I think I just kind of checked that in there. Kickstart Off-Road Simulator. Kung Fu Master and Karate Chan. I assume these are all the Commodore 64 versions of those older games. Not sure if that's a game. Also, Mech Odell Lake. No idea. I'd have to check it. California Games, another kind of recognizable NES title I know. Summer Games. It's a Christmas bonus. Basketball 2-on-2. GameStar. There's Top Gun. There's actually 2 copies of Top Gun. Top Gun. Very interesting. GameWare 2-on-1. Oh, it's a Wing Commander and Skyjet. On that one. Dark Tower. Spinnaker software. Spinnaker. Why does Spinnaker sound familiar?
The good people at Spinnaker.
Spinnaker?
They were a fucking
Sure.
awesome company back
Sounds
in
like
the
a
day.
racial slur.
Do we have to stay here? There's a lot of Spinnakers at this bar.
Let's see. Slinky. Another one. Yeah, I think these are all pretty much, it says Commodore 64 128 from what I've seen. And Hardball. Yeah, interesting little set of stuff. That was all the games that I could find amid all the, like I said, a bunch of blank floppies that had stuff copied on it. And a few like accounting and office use programs. So, you know, of course I'll look them all up, and I don't think I'll keep them, but I might just sell them individually or bundle them up. But still interesting for $5. It's just one of those things that I'm going to pick up because, you know, never see it. You don't really run into Commodore 64 games, that's for sure. So that's all I had for this set. I'll be sure to show off the rest that I found this weekend. All right, here we go. So I got the second part of my another garage sale weekend. And as you can see, I did pretty decent, I would say, actually. Pretty dang decent. This was later in the day. Sometimes with garage sales, you know, you start out and you're just not finding a lot. You know, I've had garage sale trips where sometimes the first few garage sales I go to, I'll find something really amazing. Like the time I went to like the first garage sale, or like the second garage sale I went to, I found a Sega Saturn and a SNES for like $3 and $4 a piece. Can't top that morning, and I haven't. But then sometimes like today, where I was like 2 hours in, and I got up early, but it was like 9 o'clock before I really started finding stuff. It tells me also that it's still worth it to keep looking. You know, obviously you can't be the first to every garage sale, and I don't like being early anyway, so it's kind of better for me if I go later, and then I'll find some pickups, and you know, you can still get lucky, and as long as you keep hitting them. So anyway, like I said, I got some pretty good stuff here. As you can see, it's some nice stuff in the collection. A lot of it for resale, of course. But let me start going through it. This first one is actually a pawn shop I went to right after all the garage sales just to check on it. I hadn't been there in a while. I did find Top Gear 2. Got some writing on it. And they had $6 on it. Pretty good. And it's like a $20 game. I didn't have it, so I knew it was at least uncommon at least. So picked it up. Nice little addition for the collection. To get that. But the rest of this is all garage sales. This garage sale, I just had a few random games. They had 10 on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I asked for 5, and they did that. Nice little pickup. For $1, they had Konami Classics Volume 1 for the Xbox 360, which I didn't realize until I looked it up, but it has Symphony of the Night on it. It's one of the 3 games. It's like Symphony of the Night, Frogger, and something else. But that's a pretty good game to get for a 3-pack, basically. And it was only $1, so pretty awesome to have found that. I don't know if I'll keep it, but you know, Symphony of the Night is Symphony of the Night, you know. I offered 3 for this Xbox 360 memory unit. You know, it's still the packaging. I wasn't sure if it was worth too much, but I don't think it is actually. Maybe like $12-15, but I mean, it's brand new. It's only 256, or no, I'm sorry, it's 64 megabytes, so not even that big really. But $3, why not? These 2 here are 2 bundles actually that were really nice. Both $20. So this left bundle was a bundle of DS stuff. This one was at a sale that had a decent amount of stuff. They had a whole bunch of Jose Cuervo, I think. Yeah, like they had a whole bunch of Jose Cuervo paraphernalia, like stands that you would see in liquor stores and all sorts of stuff. Like if I was a Jose Cuervo fan, I'd be really happy, but unfortunately I'm not. So, but they did have a bag full of these this DS stuff. The two DS lights here had a whole bunch of protective cases on them. I took those out. They had two chargers, and it's a pink DS light, and they both work just fine. I haven't fully tested them, but at the very least they turn on. Same with this second one here, blue one. You know, they're super dirty, but at least they work. They're not, the hinges aren't broken or anything like that you normally see. I do have those two already in my collection, so I'll just be reselling those. And then there was a whole bunch of games inside the bag. Cars, Lego Batman, the video game. This is Wedding Dash. Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I feel like I pick that game up all the time. Plants vs. Zombies. Barbie Groom and Glam Pups. Imagine Fashion Styles. And then some GBA games, which is always nice to see. Lego Racers 2. Spyro Season of Ice. Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace. SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. And Batman Rise of Sin 2. I actually just picked that up for PS2 recently. So yeah, that was it for that bundle. Like I said, it was $20 for the entire bag. So obviously the two DS lights working make it well worth it. And then just some random games. I don't think there's anything that stand out too much in there, but still cool. It's always nice to be able to just give $20 and get some handhelds and some random games. But this other bundle was very cool. This one was definitely way later in the day, and I just happened to go up to this sale, and right on the front table, like, it was kind of a small sale, like it had one table and some stuff on the ground, and right at the first table they had laying out a Super Nintendo and a PS1, and I don't know if this is Model 2 or they call this a Mini or what, but I guess I could look in the back, huh? It says SNES 101. So I don't have one of these, is the point. So I was very excited to see it, and I was happy to pick it up. And it's $20 for all this, so excellent price. Of course, I still have to test it as usual, but very cool to get that for basically $10. And that'll add to the collection since I just have the regular SNES console. I had two controllers. One's pretty yellowed, but not too bad. And even two games, SimCity and Super Mario All-Stars, which isn't too bad. So pretty cool to get all of that. I mean, that by itself with $20 would have been worth it, but they had both out, and I asked about it, and they just gave me like the what do you give me kind of attitude. So I was like, about $20. Like, okay. It wasn't much of a negotiation or anything. It was just basically, yeah, how about $20? Yeah, for both of them, sure. So the PS1 had a disc in it, Siphon Filter 2, disc 2. And you already have that, fortunately. And it's just basic Super Nintendo, PlayStation. The eject buttons get stuck, as you might expect. The open button, I should say. But yeah, 7105 model. Pretty standard. I really wasn't picking these up, but I think you can sell them. The last one I think I had sold for like $30, so I guess I'll pick them up now if they're cheap. But it was just kind of a bundling thing where I was just like, I'll just buy whatever games you have on the table. So, and it also had a controller. I find that works pretty well sometimes when you're just like, I see you have multiple systems and a few games. How about this much for everything? And then they'll take it. So that's all I had for this trip. I'm very happy about the Super Nintendo. And as you can see, I got some nice stuff, mostly for resale, but a few things for the collection. And I'll take it. The prices were great. So that's all that matters to me, is that I'm getting cheap stuff for the collection and cheap stuff for resale. That's the best. All right, I have a quick addition on the end here. It's actually the same weekend I picked up a bunch of other stuff, but I had a successful return on one of the sale where I got about 2 DSs and a handful of games for $20. The person had mentioned that they had a PlayStation. They might bring it tomorrow, the next day. So I went back today, and they did. I was very happy that I actually thought to go back. Usually that kind of thing doesn't work out. But hey, you know what? It worked. Which is funny because there's actually another garage sale that they also said that they might have more the next day. And I drove by that, and they weren't even there. So they wouldn't even have a garage sale anymore. But hey, one successful one, I'll take it, because this whole bundle here was $10. They just had it, actually had it in a Xbox One box, which was in really bad condition. Or otherwise, I might have kept that. But said that they worked the last time they knew. As you can see, it's missing the front part of the disc tray, which I might be able to replace that with one of I have a few broken PS2s. But otherwise, it's mostly just dirty. Something might be rattling around in there. Probably part of the plastic for the front. No cables with it, but like I said, it was $10, so as long as it works, it was definitely a good purchase. There's 2 PS2 controllers, dirty, but they seem to have all the buttons, and the joysticks aren't beat up, so it's always a good sign. And there was a handful of games, nothing too crazy. These are empty. Need for Speed 2 and Star Wars, empty cases. This Corvette is actually Toy Story Racer, which actually I needed for the PS1, so I'll probably keep that as a disc copy. Why not? I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these. If they're in good condition, I might, just because I don't have them and they are technically racing games. But ATV Off-Road Fury 2. ATV Off-Road Fury 3. I mean, the cases are just generally dirty, so I probably should be able to clean them up. And ATV Off-Road Fury 4. Right there, and that one's at least complete. So, you know, when I go back for that kind of bundle, of course I'm hoping to see good games with it. Obviously I have a PS2 already, so I don't need that, but it's still good that I was able to get a pickup for cheap, and there's some resale value and a few things I might be able to keep just as extra trade-in, or a few things that I can just add to the collection to kind of beef it up a little. So not bad overall, and a nice little quick trip. If I can go out and spend like 20-30 minutes and get a pickup like that pretty easily, it's very nice.